Stand and sing the song. Come on in. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you for being with us this morning. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Where the Father waits with open arms, He's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. You'll find a place of rest and illumination where God within you helps you to light your way. He knows the peace you need and the hurt you're feeling. He longs to hold you and to wipe your tears away. Where the doors are locked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Well, there's room enough in this home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Unity of Tampa, come on in. All right. Good morning, man. Hey, look at you guys this morning. This is quite the Sunday. And they say that our attendance drops during the summer months. You know what I mean? Way to prove them wrong. All right, guys. Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. Who do we have for? Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Mel, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
A new face up here. Wonderful to have you.
Keeping things fresh.
That's it.
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all? All right. So, I am solo dolo today, but nevertheless, Piper and I talked about what we're going to be doing with the kiddos this weekend, and we were both really excited about this because we think it's really important to have everyone understand that it's okay to make mistakes, and when we do, it's really important to show ourselves grace, and it's a learning opportunity. So we're going to do some activities today, just reinforcing that. We're going to let them make mistakes. Yeah. Yeah, right? Everyone is welcome. So, in saying that, we are going to be talking, the daily word today, can you hear me still? Yeah. New start. So, change can be a painful experience when a relationship ends or changes, when my family moves to a new neighborhood, or when a job doesn't work out. I may feel like I have to start all over again. Starting again is easier when I remember that through all the changes, God is the one constant in my life. God is right there, right here inside me and everywhere around me. God knows me, loves me, and supports me through every change. So anytime I am making a new start, I know the right words to say and the right steps to take. I remember that God is here with me and within me, and my words and my actions come naturally. I know I have the courage to pick myself up and try again, whatever the circumstances. When I connect with God's presence within me, I realize God is here to give me the love, courage, and support I need to start again. So with that, I have come here to be resilient. Regardless of outer appearances, nothing in my life is against me. I use the coherent power of my heart to continue to walk forward with flexibility and resilience. So, thank you.
And let's go ahead to sing the kids on to Sunday school, shall we? I am walking in the light, in the light, in the light. I am walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Okay. Good morning, Unity of Tampa. All right. Now that we're enjoying the summer solstice, and I hope everybody is getting through the heat okay, I do have some hope for those wishing cooler weather. Today, we're halfway to next Christmas, which means Elliot here will soon be looking for a few good karaoke singers. Okay. I guess now we have to move on to the serious stuff. Okay. Thank you. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. All right. Let me let me start out by welcoming first-time visitors and also people who have been here for the second and third time. We do have somebody passing out flowers. Our board angel. Raise your hand, and yes, please raise your hand, and we'll get you a flower. And we also have a gift for you after the service. I believe it's back at the back of the room. Okay. So beyond that, we do have announcements. Most of them, there'll be some slides, and most of them you can get also. Most of the information is in the Sunday bulletin. There's an email newsletter, and you can also find it on Facebook and on our website. And at this time, if you have not done so already, please silence your cell phones. I haven't done that yet, but I will when I get done here. COVID update. We still are recommending masks, and the board at Unity of Tampa is committed to keeping the congregations as safe as possible. And we just have a few slides to go through. We do have a tail wagger walkers with a summer update that you can read on the slide. Sleeping mats for the homeless. We are doing that today after the service. There's community outreach. And I thought I was behind. Okay. Where we're doing snacks. They'll be doing snacks through the summer. And last but not least, we'll do the birthdays. Okay. Yesterday was Alvon's birthday. And on the 30th, which I believe that's next Wednesday, is Terry Benatti. And today is Moi.
Anyone else? Cool.
That's right. And if you're a 20-year-old that needs to borrow a birthday so you can be 21, please see me after the service.
Let's sing Walt, Alvon, and all these other birthday babies. Let's sing them.
And Derek Jeter, too.
And Derek Jeter. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you.
But a special thanks to Walt. Thanks for joining us up here on the platform. We appreciate it. And happy birthday. So, welcome. I'm so happy to see everybody. I actually really missed you last week. I don't like not being here. So, there's this moment where I feel centered during the week, and it's on Sunday. So, not being here, I always feel a little out of my element. So, it's really lovely to see everybody, but I want to thank you for coming out and being here last week if you were here for Reverend Allen. It's always a pleasure to have him come back. He's been my mentor for 2 decades or more, and I'm always grateful to have him come back and share his wisdom, and literally wisdom of the ages he shared. So I didn't get to hear his talk. I plan on doing that today or tomorrow, so I'll actually give him my own feedback. But I always like to listen to him. I also want to say thank you to Patrick. There you are. Thank you for being our board angel on duty today. And Michael Williams, welcome back. We have missed you. Been a long time. Yes, thank you. And I want to thank Jeffrey Beach, and I think, Chris, you filled in once too. I'm not sure, yes. Yeah, but thank you all for filling in. But Michael, you know, it is your job, so we expect you not to take time off, okay? I'm just saying. He wants a raise, yeah, for his free job. Okay, I'll put that right on the list. I also want to congratulate Chris. Chris Ward is retiring this Friday, and her most recent job was spending 21 years working for Goodwill. And she said that was her favorite job. And I just want to wish you well and thank you for all you did for all the years you served. I'm not sure what you're going to feel like next Saturday when you don't have to get up and go to work somewhere, but I know that you deserve the break, and I wish you well. Next phase, next chapter. I also want to just say, Dave and Margaret, thank you, because I never thank you for what you do every Wednesday. I wouldn't say never, but I don't always thank you enough. And I want to say thank you for keeping meditation so meaningful and for the group that you have every Wednesday. Everybody that comes loves it. So I very much appreciate it. And it's another gift. Thank you. And with that said, how about we say our affirmation together and power ourselves up for this day. Are we ready? All right, there is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. So, Elliot, I am going to read the daily word and hand it back to you. Today, by the way, is kindness. And it says, I am love in action, sharing acts of kindness. It is my nature to be kind. Divine love is inherent within me, part of my spiritual identity. Opportunities abound to be kind, and I hold that intention today. Ideas will fill my mind, perhaps as a nudge to call a neighbor, send a note, extend a smile, or give a compliment. Excuse me. Practicing kindness includes sharing my gifts and talents in ways that allow me to express my individuality by giving of myself. focusing on kindness. I am patient in all my dealings, and I resist easy judgments and prejudices. I am keenly aware that challenging situations may frustrate me, but I also welcome them as occasions to call upon my higher self as a loving and peaceful being. The more I practice kindness, the more easily it becomes the song of my heart and my way of life. And from Zechariah 7, render true judgments, show kindness and mercy to one another. So that's a lovely message for us today. And with that, sir, I'm leaving it up to you.
Sounds good, Nancy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful daily word this morning. We're going to stand and sing this song from Sue Riley one more time this month, because next week is going to be the start of a new month. So let's put some soul into it this morning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
If it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I seek the truth, let me speak the truth. If I'm lost in doubt, let me believe. I know I can be the change I want to see. If it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I'm tired and stressed, let me stop and rest. If I'm feeling hurt, let me forgive. I know I can be the change I want to see. If it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me, yeah. If I dream of peace, let me be the peace. If I start from love, I am love. I know I can be the change I want to see. And if it's to be, if it's to be, whoa, if it's to be, it's up to me, yeah. You know it's up to me. You know it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me.
Hey, thank you guys. All right, we so appreciate that energy.
They like your music.
We're doing something okay. We're doing
Yeah,
something
you're doing
right.
something okay. Don't we have a lovely band?
Oh, stop it.
I love to come in early and listen to them practice. The harmonies today you're going to hear were just so beautiful. I was totally touched, really. Super talented, all of you. All right, so I have two stories today, both from Bobby Lopez, so thank you, Bobby. This first one really, I thought was super unique. So this young teenager, her name is Gracie Tubbs, and she's packing for a very important mission, but she's not going anywhere. When this young lady, who's now 16, when she was 9 years old, she listened to a military vet come and speak at her elementary school. And after that, she decided to do something to thank military people for their service. So she started a project called Operation Military Matters. The boxes are filled with non-perishable items candy, pens, socks, and each box includes a personal handwritten letter of gratitude. She said it's truly amazing what they do. It's selfless, and anything we can do to help them is just truly an opportunity to show appreciation. Her project has brought her community together. More than 50 people show up for her packing parties. Boy, I'm sure, Vivian, you had 50 people for your packing party. I'm just saying. So Gracie's mom, Katie, said it's not only impacting the soldiers, it's impacting the community. It's impacting us, the volunteers. It's a huge process that just keeps giving and giving, and it's wonderful. Gracie believes anyone can make a difference with a little effort. She said it's fulfilling knowing that no matter what age, you can make such an impact not only on military life, but on volunteers and other people's lives from around here. Operation Military Matters has sent more than 8,000 boxes overseas. And she's only 16. Incredible story. And now we have a fourth grader to talk about. So this young fourth grader, Miles Featherston Resch, he loves the beach, and as an elementary schooler, he decided to do something about how to save our beaches. So 3 years ago, he was on his yearly trip to Amelia Island, and he was watching Shark Week with his mother, saw an image of a polluted beach, and saw that he wanted to do something about it. He realized that a beach cleanup might be helpful, but he knew they were going to need more help than that. So at 9 years of age, he started a nonprofit and decided to raise money selling stickers. He went to all these markets and events and sold stickers to raise money, and he raised $30,000. That's unbelievable. And what was even more unbelievable was reading that when he was 6 years old, he stood in front of the St. Pete City Council to make his claim for what he felt was needed to save our beaches. His mom said he's very confident and he really believes in what he's doing. The young change maker has met with the governor, was honored with the President's Environmental Youth Award. He has donated $30,000 to organizations like Surfrider Shark Allies, and he hopes to raise $1 million for ocean conservation by the time he's 18. It's a pretty big goal. So I'm impressed. Anyway, those are our two amazing stories today. Yes. I love that we have people who find us such cool stories. And I am going to turn it over to you because I think you're going to help prepare us in a new way today.
That's right. All right, we're going to sing a little something different than what you see on the screen. We're still going to do When I'm Quiet in Prayer at the end, but if you guys happen to know this melody, join us quietly, and if you don't, just let the notes wash over you then. One, two, 3, 4.
Jangaroo Deva, nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Jangaroo Deva, Jangaroo Deva, Jangaroo Deva, Jangaroo Deva.
and allowing yourself now to just go to the quietest place within. Nothing in my world will change, because my soul is who it is. So as you deep breathe, listen to the words that I'm going to share. Take in what is right for you. I inhale the precious breath of life, allowing my body, my mind, and my emotions to relax. Today, I create a new life with new rules that totally support me. I gently move away from whatever has been holding me back and declare that every negative thought pattern in my consciousness is now being cleared out and released. As I release these stored patterns and images, I experience the freedom of taking in every experience as though it's my first, in the present moment, without preconceptions or expectations. I make a conscious choice every day to pay attention to how I feel and how I am experiencing life, knowing that my senses affect my experiences. By letting go of whatever is holding me back, I experience such freedom, feeling lighter and peaceful, and in doing so, allowing my soul to grow, my spiritual experience to be enhanced, and to live a more peaceful life inside. When I feel at peace myself, I bring peace to the world. There's no need for unnecessary narratives, excuses, or negativity. Only present moment consciousness, where all things can be received fresh and as a new beginning. Releasing the blockages that prevent me from having new experiences, even when I'm with the same people, helps me to free my mind's eye. And when my mind and spirit are free, I can live life to the fullest without emotional burdens. I rest now in the silence, knowing that whatever is mine to do will come forth. feel the burdens being released, the weight off my shoulders. My mind is clear. And as I return to this moment in time, I experience a peace that washes over my heart. I am open and prepared for this day and to take in what is mine to learn. I am at peace. Good morning, Logan. I know you have a play date today, but hopefully you're listening. So for the past 4 weeks, our book club has had an amazing journey with this book by Michael Singer, Living Untethered. I have to say, I was telling our son and Emily last night that I think it's the most profound change and book I've ever read. I loved The Untethered Soul, and it's been my number one book for a decade. I think it's been out that long. But I have to say that Living Untethered has changed my life, and I think many of us in the group are experiencing similar. It's a journey about awakening to how our mind's eye and our consciousness impacts our life on a daily basis, and how we literally choose to be unhappy by not paying attention to what is going on in our consciousness and how to clear that. The mind's eye has a huge impact on us every single day. And it's the part of our pineal gland that sits in between the eyebrows. And if you actually look at it, it looks like a pine cone with a little center. And it has an eye. Looks like an eye. And it's what Jesus talked about in Matthew when he said, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Single focus. Now, some people have referred to the mind's eye as the third eye, but it's also known in unity as the power of imagination. Now, that works for and against us, doesn't it? So we imagine all kinds of things. They're not always good. The power of imagination allows us to visualize what isn't in front of us. And if we have the power to visualize something that's not in front of us, imagine the influence that has over us. Now, it's really interesting how this works, and I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. So, the mind's eye recalls and captures images, and those images either make us happy or they make us unhappy and create pain. Those images are emotional amplifiers. So think of it like that. The mind's eye is an emotional amplifier of what comes in through our senses. Our eyes, our ears, everything. What we smell, it all comes in and is captured in pictures and images like a camera. Now, in the same way, you could watch the Tampa Bay Lightning game. Isn't that lovely? So, you know, my family's from Colorado, and I lived there for 18 years. Yeah, and I was with them this week in Michigan, and we were watching the games together. And one night was happy, and one night not so much for me. But the same way that you are able to sit in your living room and watch a game that is being played in another state is how our camera works. Our mind's eye picks up vibrations of what our senses bring in, and it turns those vibrations, those vibrational moments, into projected images. So imagine that the camera is showing you the movie of everything you're bringing in through your eyes, your ears, your taste, all of that. When I say close your eyes and see a lemon, you can do that. When I say close your eyes and taste a lemon, you can do that. That's how powerful your mind's eye is. But in the case of the hockey game, see, you can turn off the TV and be done with the game. You might remember a penalty or a play, but you'll turn it off because there's no reason for you to hold on to those images. And you let them pass through. And when those images pass through, then you're not creating any blockages for yourself. But when we're having our life experiences, it doesn't exactly work that way. We can replay our life experiences over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And this is where we cause ourselves emotional pain. Our mind's eye interprets and creates our experiences by reinforcing and strengthening whatever emotion we have about a particular experience. And Michael Singer says we do one of two things with these projected images. One is clinging to them. Now, he doesn't suggest that we forget what has happened, but he suggests that even happy experiences that we cling to create a blockage. And I'll explain this more in just a minute. The second one is resisting. We resist the images because they make us feel bad and uncomfortable. So we're either going to have this projection screen show us things that make us feel good, or show us things that make us feel uncomfortable. Now, the problem with clinging is this. When something beautiful or memorable occurs, we cling to it to the point of nothing ever being able to compare to it. So if you had a wonderful relationship with someone, there's no way the next person in line is ever going to meet your expectations. If you've gone on a beautiful vacation, and that one vacation was the highlight of your life, there's no chance that the next vacation would compare if you're clinging to a memory. And so his advice to us is that we need to let every memory go. It doesn't mean you don't remember, it means you don't cling to it to the point to where it prevents you from experiencing a new one. And that's critical, because imagine you going on the next vacation or having the next relationship and doing all those comparisons. The food, the smells, this hotel isn't nearly as nice as my last one. Oh, the food wasn't nearly as good. Oh, my plane ride wasn't nearly as fun. Oh, the people didn't provide very good service. It's a no-win. It's a no-win when we are making comparisons. He says even clinging to good memories is going to create blockages. And these blockages he refers to as samskaras. And it's funny because even though it doesn't mean that, all I keep thinking when I read that is scar. Scar, creating a scar. And if you've ever had scarring from surgery, you know it blocks the flow of blood. And scarring can actually be as painful as what you had removed. The second one, resisting, I want you to think of an event that you attended where you were having a great time until somebody walked in that you don't happen to be very comfortable around. Now, you might resist what was uncomfortable in that experience rather than let it go and continue having a good time. That experience now becomes a blockage. And the problem with that situation is every time you see that person now, it's a blockage on top of a blockage on top of a blockage on top of a blockage. So you see that person, and when they say, good morning, you're like, oh, good morning from that person. I know what that really means. And all of that stuff is just you projecting. It's scary to think how much we do it. And believe me, I tested it this entire week. It was an incredible experience for me. Whether clinging or resisting, the more blockages we have, the further we get from having a free life, where we are free from our mind's eye and all these old images, and we have less energy. That's the key symptom, low energy, because all this stuff is stored in there, and there's just no room for anything. But it's important to understand that positive or negative experiences have to pass through. You can retain the memory. Do not retain the experience. They are very different. Michael Singer says that life doesn't hit you your weak spots. You project your weak spots onto life. Think that through for a minute. So when we say, oh, life comes at these times, it just hits me wrong, it's affecting me. No, that's not really true. Your weak spots are being projected onto life. And when that happens, he says, we're in what he calls a lose-lose situation. We lose when something reminds us of what bothered us from the past. And we lose when we can't experience what we've enjoyed in the past. It's no win. Think about that for a minute. We lose when something reminds us of what bothered us from the past, and we lose when we cannot experience what we've enjoyed in the past. And he explains that if you think about this blocked energy like a computer virus, you would understand it better, because it distorts your consciousness and your subconsciousness. And our stored blockages cause us to do crazy things, like avoid people and compare relationships and experiences, and anticipate problems where problems don't already exist, and ruin the experience we're having in a moment because of our expectations for outcomes that don't get met. And then make up all these crazy narrative stories that we tell. Oh, I think they were mad at me. I think they're upset with me. Oh, this isn't going to turn out very well. Oh, geez, it's going to rain. I'm not going to be able to cut my grass. Okay, all this stuff keeps blocking, and you cannot live in the moment. None of us do. And these blockages prevent us from having the opportunity to experience life in a free way, because we want to hold on to old camera images. It was profound for me to read what he said about suffering, that suffering is caused by the contrast between what we mentally decided we wanted in our lives and the reality that we're actually experiencing. This, whatever this is, doesn't fit in with my plans. And he says, and when that happens, we suffer, and we will not experience happiness. Think about how many times we all talk about what should have been rather than what is. And worse yet, when we've already made our minds up regarding what should and shouldn't be experienced, or what would be considered a good or bad experience, what is the likelihood of our experiences actually meeting our expectations? We've already made our minds up. You know, like when you go to a wedding or a party and you say, you know, oh, I was expecting a better cake. Right? Why were you expecting anything? That's the question. Why were we expecting anything? And what were we comparing it to? What are the chances that cake tastes good? None. Because you're making the comparison based on what should or shouldn't have been experienced. He says we have a fundamental choice in life. That we can constantly spend all our time controlling life to compensate for the blockages that we have, or we could spend the rest of our lives eliminating our blockages and living a free life. And he explains that many people have trouble making decisions. And he says the reason that is because they're trying to anticipate how each of the potential options would make them feel. Should I do A or B? Well, how is this going to make me feel? And how does this work in with my life? And what about this option? How does this make me feel? And how does this work in with my life? He explains that whether changing jobs or moving locations, we continue to try to conceptualize what our experience might be like and how it will match what we are comfortable with. So there's very little room for anything new. He also reminds us that we've built this model of expectations surrounding what conditions have to exist for us to be happy every day or to feel okay. That we all have our little set of what do we need to have for life to be okay. Who needs to do what? How do they need to behave? How will I accept them? It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And you know, having gone on a family trip this past week, you know, every family has its dynamics. And usually it's not easy for our group to get together because there's lots of dynamics. And you know what? It was a perfect 3.5 days, even though there were tense moments unrelated to what is normally tense. We were dealing with talking about how to manage family members' needs. But there was no drama. And you know why? Because I didn't see it. It might have been there, but I didn't bring the image with me of all the years and all those blockages that have built up. It was the first time I was in with my family and didn't cry once. And not because they make me cry, but because of my own stuff and the reminders of what that's like. It was an awesome experience to be with my family. And it was a good thing that this book saved me and helped me understand myself better. Freeing our mind's eye is going to lead to our spiritual growth, but depends upon our ability to develop self-mastery of all of our stored experiences, both the images and the thoughts. So we have to release them, and we have to decide to let go of personal preferences, because personal preferences are nothing more than a setup for us to be unhappy. The most important lesson that probably, from my perspective, in this book so far, there are two really important ones. Maybe I'll talk about the other one at some point. But for this one, it's the stored images and thoughts that are preventing us from being free. Our choice to hold on to bad things, and our choice to hold on to good things to the point where we can't tell when something else is good. Whatever we store is going to find its way through our life, one way or the other. So the longer we hold on to it, the more we can assume it's coming out. Let's look at our takeaways for today. Freeing our mind's eye can change our lives if we're willing to understand how our consciousness works. Our senses determine the imagery of our experiences. Number 2, stop resisting or clinging to our images. Release them. Let them be unblocked. Number 3, recognize how suffering actually occurs, that our desires are constantly battling reality. And number 4, set up a system in which we win. Learn to be neutral in every experience. Our affirmation is, I am free from the images of my mind. Let's say that together. I am free from the images of my mind. And our quote for today is from Michael Singer. The foundational choice we have in life is either constantly control life to compensate for our blockages or devote our lives to getting rid of our blockages. Let's take a moment. So we reflect upon the importance of knowing that it is up to us to let go of expectations, to release stored blockages, and to make room for present moment experiences. Our soul grows brighter with each blockage we release. And we will find peace and freedom in those moments. Amen. We're here to pray for you, so if you have a prayer need, please fill out a prayer card or see one of us and let us know how we can support you. You can also go online or fill out a prayer card in the back of the seat. Thank you for all the ways you support us. I want to just comment on what Elliot said earlier. We're at the end of June, and our attendance has not dropped. We are continuing to stay. We might have different people each week, but we're continuing to hold strong. And thank you for helping us stay strong during summer months. Let's say our giving affirmation together. We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways, and our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good, now flowing forth to meet our every need. And with that said, I am going to step aside across the universe. I'm just saying.
So I have to give credit where credit is due. This was Michael's suggestion when we were looking over the topic for the week. So we hope you guys enjoy this classic tune. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they slip, they flip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are thrifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Jai-Guru Deva, nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of life are ringing through my open ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless, undying love which shines around me like a million eyes and calls me on and on across the universe. Jai Guru Deva. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Jai Guru Deva. Jai Guru Deva. Jai Guru Deva. Jai Guru Deva.
Which, what I see here, after, of course, I had to do a little Google search. So, Jai Guru Deva, I believe translates to victory to God divine, or I give thanks to God divine. So, a wonderful sentiment. Thank you guys so much. And again, thanks to Michael for that suggestion. It was nice listening to your talk, Nancy, and feeling like that one really fits. All right, now, let's stand up, let's sing the peace song, and we'll get you guys on your way. Thank you so much for a wonderful service.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's join together in saying the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Thank you for being here today. God bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. You do the intro?